So I'm seeing nature. I'm seeing that nature has some importance for you. I'm just going to check. Yes, it is recording sound. Nature has some importance for you. The outdoors means a lot, to be in the outdoors. And I'm specifically looking at foliage, leaves. When nature dominates the scene, like the feeling of being surrounded by nature, when you are actually in nature, as opposed to a plant being in your house, for example, where that plant is very much in your territory. But what I'm seeing is you like the feeling of being immersed in nature, so you can feel nature. And I'm seeing that children are important. You have children, and those children, I can see that they're happy, and I can see that their joy brings you joy. I can see that for you there is a deep emotion connected to watching your children's joy, and it's relief. It's relief, right? You're saying like, oh, thank God I have accomplished this. Thank God I feel like my children are happy and content and well looked after. Because it's your past, the emotion that you feel, the reason why you are the parent that you are, is to do with the contrast. It's to do with your own experiences from being a child, and with your parents, with your caregivers. And you wanted your children to be saved from what you had to see or endure or go through. So you find a great deal of comfort in this feeling that you have with your children, and being able to not see yourself so much in them, in terms of environment, in terms of their home and what they have to deal with. And I see that you get a great comfort from that. So no matter how hard or difficult times become, or no matter how unhappy you are on any given day, that is the detail where you get the great comfort from. That is what makes it all worth it. And I'm getting a sense that it gives you this refreshing feeling. It is like rain washing over you, that makes your whole body wet, and you feel touched by the relief. It actually cleanses you. And so what I'm seeing is that that's maybe the most powerful feeling that you have had in your life, is that sense of relief that you haven't made the same mistakes as your own caregivers did, or you just haven't had to, your children haven't had to deal with the same things you did. And that is a success, not only in your mind or in your heart, it's deeply rooted in every fiber of your being. It's an entire experience for you, physically, mentally, emotionally, etc. And I'm saying that this goes a little bit beyond being like the scene of nature and being in and immersed in nature. It isn't just related to I feel like you like to feel like you're immersed in nature, because then you can let all of the other things go from the material world, and you can get a sense that they aren't important. And so when you are immersed in nature, you have more self-worth, because there's less expectations to perform, and you struggle with the performance aspect of it all. And so when you are immersed in nature, everything comes down to its most simplest terms. And you are allowed to just be and exist, and that is good enough for nature. There are no judges. And so you feel free. And for you, it's like a time out of time. It's a time out of your life. It's a place where time stands still. It's true freedom for you. I see you feeling claustrophobic and small in the man-made world, within man-made systems. I see that it goes against your natural nature. And I see you having a tug-of-war between this sense of knowing that you have about yourself and this sense of expectation which comes from other people, or bodies of it's just basically society. Expectations of society, expectations from people, and you are having a tug-of-war between that world and the world where you are immersed in nature. And you've got the correlation of the two, and you prefer the second one. You prefer to be immersed in nature, and really it feels the most organic, authentic, natural version of existence, but it's not the dominant one in your life, although you have, and you are desperately incorporating it as much as possible into your everyday life to stabilize this feeling that you have. And this is probably subconscious on the most part. For the most part, it's probably subconscious, but yeah, working to help you. So this cleansing aspect of it all is very important, because I feel like in some ways you are fighting to keep hold of your innocence and the purity, and you're trying not to become the machine, but at the same time your mind it gets drawn into the machine. in a kind of a pre-programmed way. It's like an automatic, there's this automatic part of you that has been built in. But I actually think that that is the minority in how you are made up these days. I feel like you have curiosity, but a little fear, and possibly not seeking out the knowledge that you sometimes feel you would like to know. There's a little bit of fear, and it's related to that automatic thinking mechanism which has been pre-programmed in you, and it's actually prohibiting you from expanding yourself outside of the normal contexts. But I do see that your mind has opened up somewhat, and you have been enlightened, and it's almost like a light has been turned on that you can't switch off, or a door has been opened and left ajar, and you didn't even know the door was there, but somebody has opened it and left it ajar for you to explore, and all you have to do is walk through the door and overcome the fear. But it has been opened, and it won't be shut, so that door is always there as an invitation whenever you are ready to accept the invitation. I'm seeing the numbers 5 and 6. I don't know why. I see that you try to present. You try to present in a way which masks what's underneath, in a way that covers who you are. And you don't fully allow your true self to be out in the open, because you've already experienced a lot of judgment in life and you just don't want any more. And I feel like received judgment on such a level that it has rendered you motionless at times. And it's like a great pain. It's suffering, and you want to minimize that as much as possible, and you do not want to be in that suffering, because you very much see it as an inconvenience, because you see it as a lack of acceptance in the world. And so you are constantly battling this feeling, this sense that you're not welcome, but you keep turning up and you keep going through the pain barrier, and you have a lot of resilience and also a lot of wisdom, I feel, if you learned how to let it out. I feel like maybe not many people know the inner workings of you, because you don't let people see. And I think maybe you even keep it half hidden from yourself. I see, though, that you are a catch, so to speak. I see that you are an asset, and you have many qualities that are attractive and admirable, and worthy of respect. And none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. But I see your worth. I see your worth. I see that you give a lot of time to helping other people, to listening to other people. And you've practiced a lot of patience, even though you may not feel patience inside of yourself. But you are very good at giving it nonetheless. My battery's running out. You are good at giving it to others and helping others. You have a good heart, a pure heart. You are very much in touch with your heart, and your heart is open, and you feel emotions, and emotions come out. You cry. I see a peacefulness growing inside of you, a peacefulness that will withstand all of the judgments. I'm seeing a stronger version of yourself being crafted and formed with stronger foundations, and I see you being able to stand in amongst it all and be unweathered, be unbothered, be indestructible even. I see that you're on a path of coming into awareness of your strength and your power. And so this realization, you're spending your time, or you have feeling weakness and feeling like you have no power, and you're on a voyage of self-discovery to realize that you always have had power and you've never been weak at all, and that these are just feelings, and you're here to realize and overcome that, and to recognize who you are. And so you went through seasons of doubt and making yourself small, and your seasons will change into something else. Okay, I'm going to stop this, and then I'm going to press record again, just in case I lose my video when it runs out. Okay, I'm back. Is there anything else? Is there anything else? I think your home life is where you live your life. I think your family is important, and you are yourself with your family. And I see that this is the environment where you feel safe enough to explore yourself and to explore outside of yourself. So I very much feel like you are where you're meant to be. I'm seeing nature in terms of not plant life, foliage, trees, bushes, flowers, but more so in the form of animals. And there's something about that too, something about horses maybe. There's something about finding your reflection in the animals of nature, in the animals out and about outside, in nature, in the countryside, in their natural habitat. There's something about that aspect of it all. There's something about the strength of a horse, the strength and power and the grace of a horse, and the resilience of a horse. Maybe as an animal you are like a horse in many ways. You are a horse. Maybe look into the horse as a spirit animal. Is there anything else? I see you being studious, with glasses on and writing. Whether you're studious or you are academic or bureaucratic, right? Taking care of bureaucracy. I see you being studious and you're taking care of something in an administrative form. So I'm very much getting the sense of handling business, or like, I don't know if organized is the right word, but kind of like taking accountability for things, owning up to responsibility. And I'm just seeing more of the resilience again. And that's what's coming out. Is there anything else? Is there anything else? I think that maybe when you're doing this, you feel a sense of like, when will this end? Or maybe you've been doing it for a long time and it's weighing you down and you're getting bored and you're wondering when it will feel differently. You're wishing for it to feel different. You're hoping for it to feel different. It's not something you enjoy, is what I'm getting actually. So maybe more like something bureaucratic. Maybe this is the role that has fallen upon you and your family. And it's not one which inspires you. But I feel like there's a message here about you being a person who does things that needs to be done, or maybe when somebody else finds them difficult, even if you don't like them, you take on the responsibility out of the love that you have for that other person. And so you're the kind of person in your family that pulls rank, that when things need to get done, you get them done because they have to get done. So you take care of business, so to speak. That's the mentality that you have in your family. So when others are at their weakest, you spring into action. And in a crisis, you're the one who rises to the occasion. So I very much see you as a homemaker, and as a matriarch in a very healthy, comforting, nurturing way. I see you nurturing your family members. I see you being this pillow for a weary head. And you're good at this. You're good at this role. You're very good at this role. You're very good at giving love, and you're very good at nurturing. I feel like what I'm being, what I'm being drawn to tell you is that there's great merit in this, like the way you are, the way you turn up and the way you show up for the people that you love. There is merit in how much you give, and that everything that you give is noted, everything that you give is remembered. And so nothing that you do is, it isn't forgotten. It is marked. It is remembered energetically. Your mark is left, has been left, and you have left an impression, a lasting impression. And the way that you turn up in that respect, it is everlasting. On a soul level, it's growing. It's how else should I put this? You're not sitting doing nothing in your life. And I'm not talking about the man-made world. I'm talking about on a soul level, on a spirit level. You are turning up. You are being compassionate. You are loving. You are nurturing. You are being who you are for the people who you love. And you are a success, whoever you are. I get a sense that you may not feel like that in the world at times, but you are a success. And it matters in spirit. That's where it really matters. So you're turning up in the right way. And you do that by yourself, is what I want to say. And I think that's the message, whoever this message is for. I want you to take a look in the mirror, and I want you to think of all the ways in which you give to other people, and know that every time you give, you are choosing to love.